Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to drboystv.com and the Black Financial Channel. Today we are going to talk about crypto. You guys know that we discuss economic concepts and financial concepts from a black perspective on a regular basis. And today it's a little bit weird. I'm in my car, and it's because I was actually at a car dealership with Alicia, and I realized I had an important interview with a very important guest, uh, Miss Teddy. And Teddy Ewing is a crypto expert who is actually partnered with us in the Black Business School. And today we're going to talk about crypto and what's going on with crypto and what's going on with your investments. And so, without further ado, I'd like to ask Teddy, how you doing today?
I'm excellent. I'm excellent. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited for this little talk, and I love talking about cryptocurrency. So I'm ready.
All right, all right. So everybody just coming in, greet Miss Teddy Ewing. Say hello to the sister. Put your hashtag B1 in the chat because we are Black first on this platform. So you're all the way in Cairo, Egypt. Is that correct?
I am. My husband and two kids, we've been here technically for about a year and a half, but during COVID, we actually went back to the States for about 8 months and came back. So we kept our same house, but we left and then came back when it broke out. So we've been back
Mm.
for about 6 months, loving it.
Oh, very nice, very nice. And also, by the way, everybody, I'm doing this. I have to do this interview in the car just because I was out and about. And normally, you guys know I'm at my desk. Give me a yes in the chat if you can hear me. I see Gregory and McLeod Delano and Yay Almighty and Courtney Tarver. Please give me a yes in the chat if you can hear me okay, because I want to make sure the audio is coming through. And also, Teddy's all the way in Cairo. So I love this technology, don't you?
I love it. It's so amazing to be there with you, even though we're thousands of miles apart.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty awesome. So actually, before we jump into crypto, I want to know, tell us about Cairo. How long you been there? What brought you there, and how do you feel about living there? How's it? I mean, What's that
So,
like?
so this last tranche, we've been here about 6 months. It was much different. I've lived all over the Middle East, traveled and lived in the Middle East. I work with the Middle East and international relations between America and the Middle East for years. So I've been in and around. Cairo in Egypt is so much different than I imagined, but I'm learning to love it. I'm really falling in love with it, the culture, the city. I speak Arabic, but here in Egypt, their dialect is much different than the Arabic I'm used to speaking. So I've had to learn new language and the food's different. So it's been an experience, but my family, my kids, we all love it. We love it.
Well, yeah, and I also know I read in your bio, Teddy, that you served in the military. And first of all, I want to say thank you for your service. So we have a lot of veterans
Thank
that
you.
follow the platform, and I don't care what anybody says. You won't hear me speaking with veterans because I know how important they are. What branch of military were you in? How long were you a part of the military?
I'm actually active duty still. I'm in the Air Force. I have been
Nice.
in for 24 years. I started off enlisted and then switched over to become an officer. And I'm glad you don't still speak ill of it because it was what I needed when I joined at 17. And over the last 24 years, it has had its ups and downs, but it's been a consistent, sustainable, and stable part of our lives. And it's brought me all over the world. I learned Arabic. I have two master's degrees. I've just traveled and I brought my family a lot of these places. And that's all on the dime of the US government. So it's been a great experience. And I'm coming to the sunset of that experience. But it's just time for to move on to other things. But I'm still enjoying it.
Wow. Well, I love it, and I think that's great. My father fought in Vietnam, and I know what sacrifice he made, for his family and for the country and everything else. And so, shout out to all the veterans that are in here. Uh,
Yes.
a lot of you know veterans, so everybody say thank you for your service. Say that in the chat so we know how much we appreciate our veterans who put their lives on the line. A lot of veterans come to this platform, Miss Ewing, largely because we're into strategies. We're not into just complaining about our problems. We're into actually solving them. We believe in fighting for the things you want, fighting for your family. We also believe in building, and I know that that's something that you believe in. And so I want to ask you about your crypto background. What got you into crypto, and why are you fascinated with the whole crypto world? And kind of speak to your experience in that area.
So I don't want to say I got lucky, but I had a chance conversation with an associate, someone I worked with, And this was in late 2016, like December 2016. And he started talking about Ethereum. I didn't know anything about cryptocurrency. I knew Bitcoin, but I really didn't know it, right? I just knew the word. And he was just talking about it, and I actually sit and listen, because when people are saying something and they're excited, I kind of want to hear what they're excited about. Long story short, me and my husband invested in Ethereum, not knowing a lot about it, and it took off. Like, we got in at like $10, $11. And the guy who was telling me about it was like,
Whoa!
yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I had to interrupt you. Didn't mean to jump in. Did y'all hear that? Okay, please continue. Because what's the price of Ethereum right now? What, 2,000, 3,000?
It's dropped. It was 4,000 at the high a few weeks ago, but now I think it's sitting around 2,700.
Wow.
So the only regret.
Oh, go ahead.
My
please.
only regret is not he. I think my friend had invested when it was in the dollars, and my only regret is that I didn't put every single available dime that I had in it. I mean, we put a lot of money in it. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't still be in the Air Force. I don't know where I'd be living right now, but I don't even know if I'd be doing crypto courses right now. But it was just a great. So that got me so excited. I mean, the minute we invested, it took off, but it only took off to like 150. And I told, me and my husband were like, we have to tell everybody about this. So we started learning about cryptocurrency. I didn't know Ethereum was, I didn't know what it was. So I started researching. The market starts, it's like a bull run at the beginning, 2017. And it was taking off. And I was like, my friends, my family, my Facebook friends, my coworkers, everyone needs to know about this so they can make money like me. And explaining it, as you found out in the last few weeks, is kind of complicated. And people don't understand it. And there's a learning curve and getting on the exchanges. So I started the YouTube channel, The Real Teddy Talks, to explain it better. So I don't have to do it once. When people say, how do you do it? I'd say, go to my video on YouTube, and I take you step by step. So that's what I've been doing. I had a big break in the middle because the cryptocurrency market crashed, and people were like blaming me for this.
Yeah.
They're
you're
blaming
preaching
me
to the choir, ma'am. Everybody, and I'm like, go to my videos where I told you 10,000 times that this can happen. I hope you didn't bet all your. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. Like, people really, it doesn't matter how many times you warn them. Like, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. Like, when things are going good and you're saying be careful, people get mad. Like, you're like a wet blanket. But then when things go bad, they're like, why didn't you tell me? It's your fault. No, it's not, because I didn't tell you to do this. But go ahead. I know exactly what you mean. So please.
But continue. the beautiful part that I don't get the credit for is, if they held on like I did, and like my husband did, and my good friends did, they would be basking in the sun just like me. So the people who did hold and just haven't talked to me about it, I haven't got a thank you. I ain't got a thank you email. But that's the beauty of cryptocurrency, is it has its ups and its downs. But those ups are high. I mean, so the height of Ethereum, that bull run in 2017, maybe it was 1,700. I mean, I don't even remember. Maybe 1,500. It wasn't that high. It was a little more than 1,000. We're at 4,000 now. So even when it dropped back down to 175 and sat there for almost 2 freaking years, it went up to $4,000. Like, what investment do you have that can do that? So you got to be patient in crypto. Patience is the key. Patience is the key. So
yeah,
that's my crypto story.
Yeah, well, I love it, and I love the fact that you were forward thinking enough to dive in like that. I think that's a beautiful thing. With crypto, it's such a funny thing, right? In hindsight, the stories are beautiful. You see the crashes, and you kind of feel like, gosh, why didn't I buy more when the crash hit? And the hard part about these crypto stories is that it reminds me a little bit of life. It makes me think about when I watch like a behind the music type show. It's always full of drama. Where they were at the top of the world selling 10 million albums, and then everything started crashing down, or financially everything became a mess. One thing I noticed is that, in those behind the music stories, a consistent theme was that, let's say you have an artist that goes out and they sell a few million records, they make their first $5 million. Well, a lot of times they don't realize that this could be the peak of your earning potential, right? This could be the highest you go. They're thinking, oh, this is just the beginning. I made 5 million next year. I'm gonna make 10, 20. Like Will Smith. Will Smith went broke because he made his first album. He made that much money. And he said, oh, well, I'm going to make that much money in my second album. So he spent all that money in advance. He went deep into debt, and the album flopped, right? And so so I think about that when I think about crypto, because with crypto, if Bitcoin goes from, say, 38,000 or whatever it is now, down to, say, 22,000, on one hand, you're saying, oh, what a great buying opportunity. It used to be 38, now it's only 22. But there's also that possibility that 22 could be the highest that the crypto ever gets to, right? If the government comes in and shuts it down, like China is very anti-crypto. That's the most powerful economy on earth. What's the United States going to do? And I wonder about that. So how do you feel? How are you managing the crypto volatility in the midst of so much uncertainty?
There are two things I base my investment strategy on crypto is. The first one is, do I believe in cryptocurrency? That's the question. Do I believe cryptocurrency and blockchain is the future? And I do. So that's the first step. And the second step is I take my profits. Once I've invested and I have a significant gain, I pull out between 10 and 25% of that. And then when we have these dips, I buy back in. So it's like when I used to gamble in Vegas. I'd have my starting hand pocket and my winning pocket. So I'd always walk out of Vegas with the winning money, even if all the starting money was gone. So in crypto, you treat it like that. It's an investment I believe in. It is volatile, and that's what makes it have the huge gaining potential. When you bought in a Doge, what was it, like 35 cents? And then it went up to 70 cents. Where else do you buy into something that it doubles within a week or two? Hardly ever. So, and if you hold on to that Doge, which is my recommendation, I'm not in your investment group, but if you hold on to it, the next bull run, whenever that hit is, it's going to go even higher. So there is future in it. It is volatile, but I think a one currency, a digital currency, is the wave of the future. So I don't think we can lose. Not now, and then not in the next 3 to 5 years.
Okay, I want everybody to know I'm speaking to Miss Teddy Ewing. Teddy is a cryptocurrency expert, and we went through the bios of a lot of cryptocurrency experts for my cryptocurrency masterclass, which is going to start on June 8th. And let me just tell y'all, Teddy stood out. Teddy was our number one draft pick, so to speak. We saw a lot of bios, and we just really liked the way she presented things. And so Teddy's actually going to be one of the instructors that you can actually work with up close. If you want to join the masterclass, it starts June 8th. There's curriculum in there already that Teddy's put together on cryptocurrency investing, and the URL's on the screen. It's cryptoinvestingmasterclass.com. Very easy to remember, very easy to write down. So if you'd like to join us, feel free to go to that URL. So Miss Teddy Ewing. So do me a favor, everybody. If you haven't done it yet, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button. So let me ask you about this. Let me ask you about Dogecoin then. There's a lot of controversy about it. The value's kind of going up and down. It started as a joke. It was a meme. And there are some people who say, no, it started as a joke, but it's not going to finish as a joke. What do you see as the long-term play for Dogecoin? We're sitting on the Doge that we bought. I think the average price we bought in was maybe 37, 38 cents. And the price has dropped a little bit since then. Maybe it's even in the 40s, if I'm not mistaken. And we're holding, right? We're just holding. We just did it for fun, and we're holding. But what do you think about that? So you think that's a good idea? And if so, why? How do you think we're going to be talking about Dogecoin, say, 3 to 5 years from now?
Let me tell you about Doge. So back in 2017, there was two runners that I was looking at, and one was called Redcoin. The ticker was RDD. Do not invest in it. And the other was Doge. I believed in Redcoin much more than I believed in Doge. But the thing that sold me on Doge eventually was the community. When you're buying cryptocurrency, you care about the platform, you care about what problem they're solving, you care about the team, and you care about the community. Doge has a very large support community. And because of that, we bought in at 0.003. That's when I bought into Doge, 0.003 cents.
Nice.
And it was just a gamble, because you could put $500 in that and just say, well, let's hope for the best. And the best ended up happening. So for the future of Doge, I believe it will have some utility. I believe in the mission of tipping people, tipping YouTubers, tipping Dr. Boyce Watkins when he gives you a gem on YouTube and you can send him some Doge. So that's the future of Doge. And I believe that will work. And they have a community that supports them. And I don't think they have any competition right now to be used as a sending, tipping, giving money quickly mechanism. So I would hold Doge long term. And when you have big jumps, take some profit. Take some profit and stick with it. I see it having a future. I don't think it'll go away. Too much support, too much news. They're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Wow, well, I like that. I think that's a great a great breakdown, a great analysis. That community aspect, it's
Yeah.
it really that's true for all currencies. I find is that, um, for a currency to work, people have to believe in it, and the more people that
They
believe in
have
that
to.
currency, the more valuable it is. And in fact, one of the great threats to the dollar is that people are going to stop believing in the dollar because they're
Yeah.
inflating the dollars and they're just kind of slinging them around irresponsibly, according to some experts. And people like Ray Dalio think that at some point the dollar will no longer be the world's reserve currency, which is going to really kick the dollar in its butt. And so, to your point, that belief drives value. Value is created really up here, by people that believe in that thing. So let me ask you the final question then. I'm speaking with Miss Teddy Ewing, excuse me, Teddy Ewing. She's out of Cairo, guys. She's all the way out of Cairo, and she is actually going to join me as a co-instructor in the crypto investing masterclass. The URL is right there on the screen. So let me ask you this question, Ms. Ewing. Bitcoin, and in general, but as well as crypto, all the way across the board, they seem to have a lot of enemies. They seem to have a lot of people that don't really want to see them succeed. The Chinese government just pretty much banned crypto mining in a big chunk of the country. The government has warned banks not to engage in crypto trading. This has dampened the value. This has created a lot of volatility. Do you think the United States and other strong countries are going to follow suit? And if so, how do you defend against that? What gives you hope that we're still going to work through all of that?
The reason I have hope for Bitcoin is its decentralized nature. However, there's so much regulation being forced on cryptocurrencies through the exchanges that I do wonder where it's going. However, it can't be stopped. They can't shut down the internet. And Bitcoin, even though we access it through exchanges that are online that can be controlled, the currency itself can be accessed outside of regulatory measures. So in the long run, I think we're safe because, as you were just saying earlier, I think that's where we're headed. I think we're headed to a digital currency. Think back, I'm showing my age, think back in the late 90s when we had to start getting direct deposit instead of getting our checks. And people are like, what? I don't want to open a bank account. I want my money in my hand. But that was something we didn't have a choice in. And it happened. And eventually your job was like, you're going to get this deposit in the bank or you're not going to get your check. And we all came on board. Digital currency is going to be the same way. When the dollar starts to fluctuate and then it starts to affect the pound and the euro and the yen and the yuan, then there has to be another solution. Cross-border trading, cross-border business, international networks and working together can all be done more efficiently using a digital currency. What happens is it cuts out those in power. And as long as they can get their cut, Bitcoin will survive. So that's the key, making sure those in power can get their cut, whether that's through tax money, fees, gas fees, if they can find a way to get that, it will stick around. If they can't get their piece, then we're in trouble.
Yeah. So what you're basically saying is that the government is like the mafia. They're gangsters that come in and say, pay us a fee for your protection. And
Yes.
really the fee is to protect you from them.
Exactly.
You gotta love it how they love to restrict our freedom by telling them how they're gonna keep us safe, right? You're like, I didn't ask for that, but thank you. Well, I want to say thank you so much, Miss Teddy Ewing. Teddy is going to join us in the Crypto Investing Masterclass that starts June 8th. The URL is on the screen, cryptoinvestingmasterclass.com. It's the first masterclass that I put together on crypto. And because I know enough to know that I don't know enough to know everything I want to know, I decided to partner with a lot of experts that I'm going to bring in, and I'm going to bring them on the channel so you can meet them and kind of hear from them. And so if you have an interest in crypto and you want to dig deeper, this is something I believe in, something I've invested a lot of my family's money into. Not more than 10% of my portfolio, but a big chunk of money. And it's worked out very well. So I'd love to share this with you guys. So feel free to go to that URL right there on the screen if you'd like to join us. So thank you very much, Ms. Teddy Ewing. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me. It was great. I can't wait to work with you in the class.
Yes, I look forward to it as well. And what's your YouTube channel?
So my YouTube channel is The Real Teddy Talks. And you'll just
All right.
find it, Google it, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I'm there.
All right, so the Real Teddy Talks is our YouTube channel, and also in the class, you can talk to Teddy directly and answer questions. She'll answer your questions and everything else, and join all the other experts that are there. So you guys have a great day, and we will see you soon. Take care. Bye bye. Thanks a lot,
Bye.
Miss Teddy. See you later.
My pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.